everyone. I'm hanging out with pop R&B singer-songwriter Macy Kate has joined us. Yes. Girl, I'm so excited to have you here. You have so much energy, especially in your latest single, Vibe.
Yes.
It's in my head. Let's talk about, like, bring us back a little bit. Tell us about how, Vibe really came about.
Yeah. Well, I always say I can't talk about Vibe without talking about Property, my first project.
Yes.
I was in a 2-year label deal, and right after I got out of it, I was like dying to like release something, and I had just gotten out of a really toxic relationship, and I just really wanted to release this song called Property.
Okay.
And it was all about that. I was in a very dark place for a while, and it was something that I wanted to do for myself.
Of course.
My management didn't really want me to release it, but
management. Sometimes,
but I was just like, you know what, I'm just doing it,
Of course.
and they were super supportive of it, and that was just a huge relief off my shoulders. It did so well. I think it's at like 1 million streams now, which is awesome, and as an original for me. And then I came out with my second single, Thinking About You. It was kind of finding new love and everything, and then this third single, Vibe, came out. It was all about, freeing all of my issues and problems and just being completely, stress-free.
So it's like somewhat of a trilogy, if you will. You
course,
started with one, and they all build off of each other.
It's like a story to me, and it's like it's real, real
it's
things.
Real.
So yeah, it's all about just vibing, being yourself, forgetting about your ex and the haters.
Exactly.
and yeah, just completely having a good time and going out with your friends.
Well, I can tell just the way you're performing it, and I've seen you. You're just like, all these. I don't need to do that ever again. But like, you're just feeling it. You're in the moment, which I do love.
Yes.
Now, speaking of, because like you said, management didn't necessarily want you to release initially, but was this just like a healing process for you that you need to do on like a personal level more than a business level?
Oh my gosh, it was such a healing process for me.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously when I write about stuff and when I sing about it and perform, my songs, it doesn't necessarily take the pain away completely,
No.
but it does do insanely amazing things. It just brings people together, and with my music, and that's the best thing I could ask for, is just, for everyone to be present, especially in this world right now that we're living in. It's just a crazy world, and to have everyone just be present for at least 4 minutes, and the people we meet today or meet at my shows that I may never see again, but just being present in the moment is what I strive for with
Well, and
stuff.
it's okay to feel. I think sometimes we forget, right?
Of course,
you gotta, It's like, oh yeah, I feel sad. That's okay to talk about.
It is okay,
actually, right?
yeah, for sure.
You seem to have a good relationship with your fans. I saw that you did on Instagram where they controlled your life for a day.
Yes.
And so I feel like, what has been some of the feedback from your fans when you released some of your latest singles?
Yeah, I don't even like calling them fans. They're so
Friends.
much more than family to me,
right.
and they've just been so supportive. From day one, I mean, it's just been an awesome response to the originals. I've been doing covers for so long, and it's so nice to finally break out of that. And I've built a platform over the years with YouTube, and just really been hustling and grinding. I came from
grind. Literally grind.
I came from a totally commercial place growing up in the industry. And then I had to kind of maneuver over and go with the flow and the wave with social media, because we didn't have that, growing up. I was always in the studio, working on originals. And then when I came into covers, it was a transition, but it was just such a blessing to, create a fan base and a platform that I could release my music on, and then my original stuff. It's just been so awesome seeing the response.
And it seems so you. I just met you, but I feel like I know you now through these songs,
me
which
too.
is great. And speaking of covers, and you've been on some of the biggest stages, I would say, in the world, and you've also been mentored by FLO RIDA himself. So you, like you said, are in the industry pretty deep. What was it like mentoring and sharing the stage with someone like FLO?
Oh my gosh, FLO has been one of the biggest influences in my life to this day, especially in music. It was such a privilege, so honored to be able to be on the stages that I was on. Wembley Stadium was my dream, my dream stage to be on, and it was just crazy, 100,000 people. It was insane. So
Were
yeah,
you
it was-
nervous? Like, what do you? I mean, that's a lot of people.
I mean, it's so funny because I get more nervous in rooms with like 5 people than
right
like
now.
yeah, like right now.
There's about 5 of us in here right now. No, I'm teasing you.
No, it was just such a good experience with him. He taught me so much. You know, he's like one of the most humble people I've met.
Right.
You know,
that's
with his
amazing.
success, it's just awesome to see that. And yeah, I mean, being in the presence of like his sessions and in meetings with him and like hearing him interview, it's taught me so much.
Has
and
it
really groomed me. Yeah.
Influenced some of your own writing? I feel like I can see it
Yes,
in
of
you
course.
a bit.
Yeah. I mean, even his live show has taught me so much and really been an influence on my live show and the stuff that he does. He realizes he's like a role model and mentor to me, so he really makes sure that I understand that, you know, like this is insane and you know, we never know when it's going to go away.
Exactly.
And so we always take
it's
it
not.
for granted.
I can tell you, I know very little, but I do know that you're not going anywhere.
Thank
I think
you.
we need you in the industry right now. Like there's
yeah.
so little females out there I feel that are doing what you were doing, and your style is so unique, and
Thank you.
it's just a vibe that we're gonna have to. It's sticking around for a
Girl
while.
power.
Exactly. right here. Speaking of which, I mean, I'm sure you pay it forward with your fans, you know, and just again being yourself and vulnerable with them.
Yeah.
We get a lot of questions about breakups. It's just
Yes.
every girl goes through it,
Oh my
unfortunately,
gosh.
and it is hard. What is your process, would you say?
Oh my gosh. I mean, not to go real deep, but,
but
I was in a very like toxic relationship, and it messed me up for a good like.
Do we have the same ex? No, I'm totally I'm teasing
I know,
you.
right?
I'm
Do we?
teasing you. I'm teasing you.
I was messed up for a good like 3 months as far as depression and like anxiety and stuff, and it was my first relationship, and I didn't really have a father figure at the time to like help me, you know, guide me through. That's how my brother's been a huge part of that part of my life. And it was, for the most part, I had to figure it out by myself, going on like, this isn't normal, like unfaithfulness. It's just, it's like, this is not normal. So, so at a certain point, you do have to realize and remember who you are and your worth, and always just remembering that, you know, you deserve so much more than any toxic situation. And you know, the whole healing process for me was really being creative in the studio and writing about it. And I think the best art and the most beautiful art comes from pain and being in the darkest places, and coming out of it just creating something so unique. And you know, even though it was like the worst year of my life,
I mean, but you gotta like use it and fuel that energy into something else. Which
good always comes out of the bad, and I mean, it's always just a reminder. There's always light at the end of the tunnel, and you know, depression and anxiety is not a joke. It's definitely real, and it took me a lot, so always being surrounded by friends and family and good people really helped.
Well, and I feel like everyone out there watching, you know, you're such a good example of what to do in these type of situations, and one of which is talk about it, which you have done, and you know, fuel it into something positive, which I can't wait, because you guys, she is performing for us. It's Vibe, right? We're performing Vibe, exactly. So do not go anywhere, and if you don't catch it now, well, we're gonna post it anywhere and everywhere. But if they haven't seen it yet, they can check you out on YouTube already,
on
right?
YouTube. It's on my Vivo channel, Vibe. You just type in Vibe.
That's it. And then your handles across all social media, is it just Macy
Kate Music. Yes.
Okay.
All and everywhere.
You guys, you cannot get enough of her. You vlog, you do so many fun things. Get to know her more than you even have in this interview by checking her out on social media. And yeah, well, we were so happy to have you. Thank you so much for coming in.
I love Sweetie High.
We love you. Yeah, you gotta come back for the every single. Yeah, just keep coming back to us.
Yes,
and we'll
I so will.
Perfect. All right, guys, we will see you next time. Bye.